All right, Herc, let's talk expansion, because it looks like Major League Soccer has its eyes on Indianapolis, which, of course, already has a USL team there in Indy 11. This all started last week when Indy 11 owner, via one of his companies, accused the Indianapolis mayor of walking away from a stadium project the city had already been working on with Indy 11. Hours later, Mayor Joe Hogsett announced that he traveled to New York City and met with MLS Commissioner Don Garber to discuss the possibility of MLS coming to Indianapolis. Herc, are you cool with it? The latest round of MLS expansion.
I feel like I'm going to upset you greatly in this segment. And
wouldn't be the first time.
I want you to yell at me.
Yes, you and your
no,
pro MLS
I don't want you to
ways.
yell at me, but I'm very torn here, Seb, because when I first heard about this, I was thinking to myself, seriously? Big bank take little bank just that easy? Is that what Major League Soccer is trying to do here? You know, they see a market that could thrive in Major League Soccer and forget about USL, forget about grassroots, forget about what you've done. I'm coming in, big boy, cleaning up. That's mine now, monopoly. But that's not the case here, Seb. I feel terrible for the fans. First and foremost, I feel for the fans and only the fans here, not the millionaires and their tug of war, not the politicians, the fans and the taxpayers. That's who I feel for here. But according to everything that I've read, that I've heard from this, the Indy 11 owner wants to make that a Major League Soccer team, wants that to be the goal. He's been outbid. The city wants a better bid, a better proposal. The taxpayers want a better proposal from what we know as of yet. So while I would love to sit here and say it's big bank, little bank, bad Major League Soccer, how can you do this to USL? This is my problem with a lot of USL owners. They're in it for, can I make this a Major League Soccer franchise? Can I make proof of concept in this market that it works and align myself with somebody richer to make it happen, to deepen my pockets? And part of me feels like that's what's going on here. It's not as cut as dry as big bank, Major League Soccer, take little bank, USL.
I want to address this from an MLS versus USL perspective, because I do think that's important. But Herc, what if we just, for now, focus on the expansion side of it, right? We got San Diego coming into the league next year. They're going to be team 30. Now, if you look around the rest of the world at serious leagues, right? Spain, Germany, France, even down in Mexico, the conversations that they're having are not about expanding their top flights to 30 teams. They're actually talking about cutting down on teams 19 and 20 and making a tighter first division. Those are the conversations that are happening in leagues that are focused on competition. So we're not adding, Herc, here a 30th team to make this league more competitive. We're clearly adding it for business reasons. And that's one thing that I think MLS Soccer doesn't take kind of into account here. We don't need any more MLS teams. You have too many teams in the league as it is. Are you going to really sit here, Herc, and tell me that Major League Soccer needs a 31st franchise, and then we're going to pretend like all 31 of these franchises are really first division teams? Please.
I didn't say that. I told you my reason for not being, upset, screaming at the world, which you said nothing about. I'm just curious if you have anything to say about what I said.
I will get to what you said. I asked you another follow-up question. Do you think MLS needs more teams?
No, I don't think a league needs more than 30. I don't think a league team needs more than 20 teams, to be honest. But that's Major League Soccer model right now. And the way things are going in this country, it doesn't look like promotion relegation is around the corner anytime soon. Yeah.
Look, as far as the business side of this is concerned, I think we just have to be honest about what MLS is. And maybe what USL is as well. I don't think there's a differentiation there because it's not all one single entity. MLS is a corporation. They are the Walmart of soccer. And what Walmart does is it goes into small communities, and what happens? The mom and pop shops die. And MLS has done this, obviously want to do it right now in Indy. We know they did it in San Diego. Goodbye, San Diego Loyal. Look at what happened in St. Louis. This is how MLS does business. They let USL or somebody else go into a market, see if it works, and then they look to see if they can capitalize. And that, to me, Herc, whether it's legal or not legal, is just wrong. I don't blame MLS for doing it as a corporation, but as an entity within the greater scope of American soccer, I think it's a very bad move for the overall game here. And I wish, Herc, that USL would stand up, and maybe they will in the coming days, and publicly fight this back. I hope that they will. They won't just sit around and wait for the merger, which might be happening. But I can tell you who won't stand up. I can absolutely guarantee you that it's going to have to come from USL, because it's not going to come from the Federation. We know, because we saw it with the Open Cup. Cindy Parlow-Cohen, the president, JT Batson, the CEO, they do not have the courage or the willingness to stand up against Major League Soccer. So they're not going to intervene here. So it's either going to have to be USL fighting a fight, or, and this is a chance, the media can do what they do, and sometimes the media can ravel up the fans, but this is really, Herc, I think, going to be a test of Indy 11's fans. The fans there need to get with these politicians that are trying to work this okey doke and get an MLS team in, and they need to say, we don't want this. We want Indy 11. We don't want MLS. If they don't do that, then they can't cry when Indy 11 disappears like the San Diego Loyal.
Seb, the fight here isn't because they don't want MLS. Indy 11 wants MLS. They just want Indy 11 in MLS. That's the fight here. That's why I'm not so up in arms, because the fight here isn't.
Wait, you've got a club that's invested. You've got a club that's invested in a city for years with a fan base that's been there for years, and you want to just walk away from that. So a different billionaire, by the way, whose name we don't even know yet. We don't really know where this money's coming from.
We don't know.
And you think that's better than a team that's been in the community for a decade? That's why American soccer's watered down. That's why it's corporate crap. Because you just want the teams to disappear and put another name on it. And Indy FC United, great.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
Yeah, I don't think it's that cut and dry, Seb. I mean, there are taxpayers' monies at risk here, and I don't know all the ins and outs of who's affected.
Well, there's a public-private partnership supposedly with Indy 11.
No, not from what I read today. All I am saying is it's not as simple as big bank take little bank. That little bank wants to join that corporate world you hate so much.
Okay. I question your reading comprehension, if that's based on what you read today, but we'll keep working on that.